Today I have Mr. Andy Williams, he's the Minister of Mobility, and he is here in India for a very short visit, and he will be talking about how India and the Latin American countries and the Caribbean countries is coming together in the different areas by partnership. Not only the partnership, also the cultural exchanges and other relationships that can be explored. So welcome to Ins and Outs show with us. We want to know that how you feel, because Latin America is not very close. Transportation was the issue, distance was the issue, challenging. Despite all that, India is focusing on the Latin America and Caribbean countries. How do you see, being first time in India, what are your experiences?
Well, first of all, I think it's a good move. When I been here at India, you see how India was able to move production and demands and so from one level to the next. And as Caribbean countries, as Latin American countries, we can learn from India, number one. Number two, in our countries, like in my country, we have a lot of Indian people in my country which came into the Caribbean islands from slavery. So our countries is mixed, really and truly, with people like me and Indians. So therefore we see the tie between India and ourselves as one that has a long relationship. In our island, we celebrate Indian Arrival Day, meaning that's when the Indians came across to the Caribbean, and everyone celebrates it. Now, it is important for us to build new relationship, not just the existing one with the US, but with India. Because if India is developing, we want to develop with India also as developing countries. So our main aim is to see how India can assist us grow also. For example, I am particularly looking at things like agro-processing, because as it is now in the Caribbean, most of our imports come from the US, and the US have high rates of inflation. Therefore, we are importing inflation. If India can help us to use our raw material and to get them from the raw stage to the finished stage, then that can help us lessen on imports and increase our exports and increase our domestic consumption. So this year is a great initiative by India, and we welcome it. And what we are looking for is for networking and opportunities so that we can grow our country in the process.
Yeah, so you come from Grenada and you are holding a very important position, Minister of Mobility.
Right.
So it's shipping, logistics. These are also the area that you are controlling and you are looking after. So how do you see that in shipping and the logistics? Is the another challenge that you see due to distance and other things? So what are your suggestions that being policy makers from that country, how do you see that India should go forward with those kind of issues to address?
Well, my ministry is mobilization, which is mobility, implementation, and transformation. So basically, I am tasked with the responsibility of transforming my country. But transforming my country means opening up the doors to new avenues like India. We have an issue with shipping, and it is important for us to come together with India to work out how we can solve the issue of shipping. If we can make it easily accessible for goods in India to get to the Caribbean, and from the Caribbean to get to India. And that is the first thing we have to do. So if we tackle the shipping issue, it means that we will be put on a stage or in a case where we are closer to each other, number one. The second thing we have to do again is to see our common interests. See what could benefit India, see what could benefit the Caribbean, and let's come together and and trade between each other. If we can do that, then we can help to transform our relationship and transform our countries in the process, because India could depend on us for certain things, and we can depend on India for certain things also. And when you look at it, we face similar challenges, similar problems, and this is an opportunity for us to learn from each other as we go forward.
Yeah, as you were speaking about the technology also, that that is also one very important and key sector that you want to exchange those kind of knowledge sharing. So how do you see agriculture? You told that agriculture is the area that where you need the transformation and get the knowledge from the country that what you are seeking from here. So another part beyond that, how do you see that information technology? If you talked about the medical tourism also, that is another sector. How do you see and how it can be collaborated? Because we have been seeing from the different African countries also they are taking advantage of it. How do you see that that collaboration can happen?
Well, let me just go back a bit, because what we are doing now in my country as part of the transformation process is we are digitalizing our economy in Grenada, and India will play a magnificent role in helping us do just that, because we see India as being very, prestigious in ICT, information technology, and we will want to benefit from that. So in doing so, we don't want to start from fresh or from new, but we will look for India to help us in the digital transformation of our country. In terms of the medical aspect of it, India again can assist us by equipment, by expertise. If we can lean on them, on India can help us to grow in that form. But they will also be benefit for India, because when we grow, it means that we can forge a relationship where we can get some of the equipment from India. So India will assist us by providing the equipment, and we will be benefit from India. So India will benefit, and we will benefit also by having better healthcare when it comes to the medical field. We will benefit also, even in agriculture, by being able to feed ourselves more. And this is what the transformation is all about. And that is why this event today is so important, because it means us having a dialogue where we can determine what is the best fit for both India and the Caribbean, and how we can come together and make it happen.
Yeah, so you are having a big business delegation also from the Latin American and Caribbean countries, and there are many other concerns also that when I spoke to them, they had different small concerns like visa issues and other issues and all. Did you speak to them, take their voice to the ministers here that to tackle those challenges?
But what is very important is this. It is important for us to come together, because the world is trying to divide us. So you will have a problem. I have the same problem. But you will have to go through it by yourself. I'll have to go through it by myself. We should come together and let's dialogue. Let's share information and not be pulled apart. When we come together, there's strength and there's unity. And this is what we need. Also, when we leave here, it should not be just about the talk. We owe to the people of India, Latin America, and the Caribbean to come together and dialogue to help solve their needs. If we are not doing that, we are wasting our time here. A lot of the times, I see people come together for a meeting. After the meeting, that's it. Then we come next year again, that's it. But if we were to continue that cycle, we will not be going anywhere. So we need to not just talk, but to put our talk into action to ensure that the people at the end of the day benefit. Because we are elected by the people, and we are supposed to serve the people, and government is supposed to be involving the people. So my aim or my dream will be for us to really put all that we have learned into perspective, and we can put it into action so that we can change the way things are done, so that India, Latin America, and Grenada and the Caribbean can benefit in a collective manner. This is what we need.
Another sector I wanted to seek your opinion about the fintech. financial technology, that how the digital payment is happening in India. Is that happening in Latin America and Caribbean? Are you looking forward to have that kind of collaboration to exchange those kind of technologies there as well?
Yes, and let me tell you, India, I admire India. India has really advanced in a short space of time, and they are leaving us behind. So it is important for us to catch up with India. And yes, we will need expertise, we will need the training, we will need resources to get up to that level. And this is what I'm talking about. We need to come out of this conclave meeting, 9th meeting. How do we get to that level? How do we get India to help us move to the next level? Because if we stay close with India, what happens is that as India advances, we will advance also. But we should also be looking at ways how we can help India by supporting them. Because you have other economies in the world that are looking for our attention. So do we get distracted and go their way? Or do we stick together with India to help us to grow? And I'm saying India has proven to be a true friend, an honest friend, even in the COVID-19 period. India was one of the first countries to send us vaccines. That speaks a lot. That we were at a stage where we are vulnerable and India reached out. India has been an honest friend to us in the Caribbean, Latin America. So I am saying we should stick to India and let's grow with India. And it will only benefit us all. But it should not be talk. The talk should be backed by action.
Thank you so much, Minister. It's a short of time, but
Yes.
definitely it was good discussion.
Yes.
And we'll catch up again.